The bass community is rife with opinions and thoughts about playing and thoughts about getting gigs and thoughts about relating and rhythm section excellence and all kinds of things like this. I mean, it's easy. You just turn on the internet and there are thoughts there. So I wrote down a few and I'd like to comment about them because maybe people might rethink some of the common and popular principles that are used and certainly regarded in the bass community. Welcome to another episode of And Nothing But the Truth. As Lyndon Johnson said, let us begin. So let me begin with a very common mention. People have seen it, I'm certain. Maybe some of you said it. I know a lot of musicians that are technically great, can play a lot of notes, but they can't swing and they have no soul. With respect, no you don't. Bass players that play a lot of notes choose to play a lot of notes, and their soul is connected to the many notes that they play. The idea that one might not pick up on the soul that is being heard, that's certainly fair. But people generally don't know people that play really well, technically able, and don't play with feel. You know who plays like that? Are people that are still learning how to play. You can't play with feeling until you know what the language is you're supposed to be feeling while you're playing. So, let's continue. Let's continue. Serving the song. I did this one in a video the other day. Serving the song is kind of a myth. It's also a bit of an overstated, I feel, statement in order not to improve. Because why should I? I just have to serve the song. Serving the song is an obvious tenet, and it goes along with, hey, you're driving today? Make sure you don't hit a tree. Sometimes things are obvious. They don't require statement. Serving the song is not a big deal. You just play the song as is required. That's what everybody does. Okay? Space between the notes. Maybe you've heard this one before. I might have addressed it. There are no space between notes that requires attention because you can't teach the concept and you can't practice the concept. People interpreted space between the notes in different ways. One, either the note is long to the next note or possibly referring to rests. But rests aren't specifically denoting space, but relaxation, a non-playing, not relaxing. Rest. You don't play there. So if that is the case, observe the rests, because space between the notes is an educational myth. I'm sorry, but it is. Now, let's continue on. Oh, what else do we have here? Okay, there are popular tenets referring to preparing for a career by learning how to communicate and socially relate with people that will help you to be employed. With respect, that's not how it works. You don't get employed, and a lot of bands that go to war, even on stage, will back this up. There is tension with any group of men or women, or men and women, in a van and on a stage and in any gathering, in a garage or in one's home. There is tension there because one's musical vision is on the line. So the communication, learning how to communicate, to socially interact, to become verbally capable, which is a major school tenet, is really flawed. They really don't care if you communicate with love. They'd rather you play with ability. And the last little thought is referring to Jaco Pastorius, my hero, your hero. When Jaco came, we all imitated him. When Jaco passed away, the imitation and dedication has continued for 30 years afterward. Jaco festivals, Jaco tributes. They were paying more tribute to the late Jaco Pastorius than to any bass player in the planet. It might be time to stop this and simply enjoy the music, but stop quoting it. Don't do Donna Lee. Don't do Teen Town. don't do, what's that other one? Havona. The regard of Jaco Pastorius is the end of your own development, because a lot of what needs to be played and learned doesn't have to rest upon the shoulders of the singular human being that created it. People say, I'm original, I'm different. Well, difference requires removal. Yes, it does. You take away the things that influence you, there's a big gap, a big space, and now you've got to create something to fill it. Miles Davis said this. Oh, I just remembered a Miles story. Keith Jarrett asked Miles, because Miles was famous for ballads. He asked Miles, this is a true story, by the way, how come you don't play ballads anymore? Miles answered him, I don't play ballads anymore because I love to play ballads so much. Give this thought, give these principles thought. I'm not trying to end your enjoyment of bass. I'm trying to open up new passages to playing. And it isn't always resting on the shoulders of other bass players. Please hit the like button, the subscribe button, the alert button. I'll see you for another episode of And Nothing But the Truth.